Hello again, YouTube land. Today is day 4 of having cable back in the house, and it is noteworthy in my life for a couple of semi-pathetic reasons. I think at certain intersections and apexes of people's lives. Are you having fun? You will come to a point where you have what I refer to as a high fidelity moment, which is a movie reference. And you come up with your top 5 lists. I know it's not just me who does it. I know other members of my family do it. Maybe it's a family thing. I don't know. But Treble, would you seriously? Do you not care that I'm trying to do something right now? Please, thank you. Pets, my God. For me, DVR is one of those things that would easily fall onto a top 5 list. The other reason it being day 4 of having cable is noteworthy is that I have, in the 4 days we've had cable, and I know this because I weigh myself every morning, I have gotten rid of 5 pounds in 4 days. Now, as you can see, I'm not sick, I'm not ill, I'm not malnourished. I've been dehydrated my entire existence, so that doesn't count. And I've had chronic fatigue from as far back as I can remember, so being tired also doesn't count. The fact of the matter is, I'm an emotional eater. I know I'm an emotional eater. I've always been an emotional eater. And the biggest trigger for me is being sad, being depressed, usually which result as a side effect of being bored, trauma, or other such similar causes. Now, it was a long discussion between Sam and I that led to him being willing to consider getting cable. And then it was another long discussion that led to him being willing to get it at some point in the near future. And then it was another long period of waiting until we actually got cable. And I've mentioned before what some of the stumbling blocks were, so if you don't know what I'm talking about, look back through what I've already posted. Having something there are certain basics from my perspective that life should have. It should have food, which is enjoyable, preferably healthy. It should have laughter, period, end sentence. A life without laughter is a life not lived. And it should have joy. Now, for many people, joy is a very broad topic. I know people who derive joy from crafting. I know people who derive joy from cooking. I know people who derive joy from social interaction. I actually know people who are lucky enough to derive joy from their employment or their chosen field. And there are people who derive joy from what are considered grander topics like their faith. Now, I specify faith instead of religion. There's a reason for that. Religion is a way of describing a flock of sheep walking together, buying in unison, and listening to one person that's been elected the important one. Faith is a wholly different thing. It is a person or group, doesn't have to be one or the other, who embraces what their inner self tells them is the right way to live their life. And I'm trying not to be more specific than that because it gets very muddy when you specify what you personally think should be the case, or is the case, or ought to be the case. People I get along best with are people of faith. That could be any faith. You could say that your faith is anything: Buddhist, Hindu, Christian, Catholic, Muslim, Jewish, Wiccan, atheist, agnostic, pagan. It doesn't matter. If you are a person who understands yourself well enough to know and embrace what you consider the right way to live your life, and you make the effort to not impose your ways and views on other people, including me, we're going to get along just fine. Well, for me, I'm not saying TV is a religion, although for many people in the United States it is, but it is a way for me to derive joy. I grew up with TV as a third parent, as I said before. For someone like me, who has bipolar and attention deficit hyperactive disorder, I need structure. I require it. I really cannot function without organization and structure, and I admit my way of doing things is completely contrary to what most people define structure and organization as. But that's okay with me, because in my house and in my life, I don't need to be structured the way you define structure. I need to be structured the way I get things done, I am productive, and I am happy with. For me, having things like the ability to watch cable, the ability to listen to music, the ability to walk out of the house comfortable in the fact that I have a way to get back in, communication, the ability to do or not do whatever I want when I leave, these are the things that help me derive joy from my daily existence. Which again, having bipolar, not the easiest thing to do day to day. There are days where I will wake up in an absolute, utter funk, and you can't imagine, unless you've had this condition or you've been closely associated with people who have this condition, parents, spouses, children, siblings, and you understand what a really slippery, treacherous slope bipolar is, especially for someone who's not on medication, which I'm not, at least not right now. So for me, having the option to go out and do something, or sit home and watch something on TV for a while, being able to decide, you know what, I'm going to take a 45-minute nap because I'm just that tired, or I feel like getting something clean, I'll turn on some music. That to me is a sense of freedom. That to me is motivational, because I need to do enough to earn it. A huge part of who I fundamentally am is based on ethic and principle and a sense of earning, I guess is the only really proper word to use. So from childhood on, I was taught, and I still take this to heart, that you have to earn what you have. If I'm going to go through the process with Sam of getting cable in the house, I need to be doing enough every day to merit the amount of time I spend watching something on cable or on DVR. I need to be exercising more. I need to be out of the house doing errands instead of putting them off. I need to be, researching healthy recipes so that if I'm going to stay home and eat something while I watch TV, instead of being fast food, it's roasted vegetables, which can be as good and are certainly a lot better for you. I know, I'm a bit rambly, but I'm happier than I've been on certain levels in quite a while. And I think the fact that my body is shedding the extra weight emotional eating put on it is a good sign that that's what's going on. So I don't know. Maybe we should call this meditation on having cable number 2. But that's the end of my rant for right now. I'm in fact going to go get some errands done so that I can sit still and watch what I DVR'd last night. And that includes some cooking shows. And I will see you again next time.